back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful when you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring me out of overtime. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
A very good evening, welcome to World Cup 2026 live as we kick off the group deciders at this World Cup, and we start with Group B. Switzerland taking on Canada and Bosnia facing Qatar in the two games that kick off at 8 o'clock, and knowing that each of these teams could all finish in the top two come the end of the evening. Let's have a quick look at how the state of play is before kick-off for these four teams. Canada and Switzerland currently the top two in the group. Canada with the goal difference advantage, so they would top the group if they drew with Switzerland. They know a win would certainly secure a top spot for either Canada or Switzerland, and Bosnia and Qatar could theoretically finish second if they win by a big margin. Now that is a massive margin they're going to need, but it is still mathematically possible for one of those two to finish in second. But third is probably the best that Bosnia and Qatar realistically could hope for, and a best third is still on the cards if either one of those two can win their game this evening. So that is what's on the line. Let's have a quick look at the permutations for this one. These are the best case scenario for each team. So Canada can finish the group as the winners. Simply, they need to beat Switzerland. The same for Switzerland. They can finish as group winners as long as they beat Canada. For Bosnia, their best place they can finish is as a runner-up in the group in second. That would need a win against Qatar, and Canada to lose against Switzerland, and Bosnia to have a better goal difference at the end of the night than Canada in that one, because they drew, of course, in game one. And the same for Qatar, the other way around. They can be runners-up if they beat Bosnia and Switzerland lose to Canada, plus Qatar have to have a better goal difference than Switzerland to finish above them because the two drew their first games. That's the best case scenarios, but of course either one of Bosnia or Qatar, or both of them, could be eliminated if they don't get the desired result, and whoever between Canada and Switzerland could finish first or second. And as I said, even a worst case, it is mathematically possible that one could finish third tonight. So it is all on the line, and we're in Vancouver watching Switzerland against Canada as the feature game. We'll have Bosnia, Qatar updates right the way throughout, because it would alter what happens in the group. We'll give you live group updates in terms of the live table and what it means for a possible best third, because of course we've a whole next couple of days where a third place team in this group would still not know their ultimate fate until every team has played their third group game, because it could change that drastically. A quick look back at last night's results. Panama lost 1-0 to Croatia. That knocked them out of the tournament for this one. A 1-0 win for Croatia. A much-needed victory, so that sets up a blockbuster on the final group game. And Colombia win by a 0-0 against DR Congo. That also sets up a cracker of a final group game against Portugal in a few days' time. But all focus on Group B, and we start to look at the two teams for this one, starting with Switzerland. Gregor Kobel starts in goal. Jacques, Elvedi, Akanji and Rodriguez are the defenders. Freuler and Xhaka are in midfield, with Sao in the 10. Vargas and Manzambi both come in after their incredible introductions off the bench against Bosnia. And Brelem Bolo starts up front. On the bench, Keller, Mvogo, Amenda, Comer, Jasari, Zakaria, Reeder, Abisher, Vidmer, Eten, Fasnacht, Ndoye, Okafor and Amdouni. Well, for Canada, it has been a really positive week since they won their first ever World Cup game 6-0 against Qatar. Crepo starts in goal, a back four of Johnson, De Fougerolles, Cornelius and Larrea. Saliba and Chonier are in centre midfield, with Ahmed and Buchanan the wingers. And Kyle Larin, who's been a real force in this attack line of Canada, he joins their top scorer, Jonathan David, as a front two. On the bench, Sinclair, Goodman, Davies, Waterman and Bombito, Segur, Osorio, Estacio, Schaffelberg, Nelson, Miller, Pramos David and Ulwasei. So it is a battle for top spot between Switzerland and Canada, and whether Bosnia or Qatar could scrape through as a best third, or even better, as runners-up if things come to pass. Kick-off in our Group B decider is on the way next. A very good evening. Thank you very much for joining us for this one after what has been a dramatic last two games across the group stages. It is now time to decide who finishes where, and it has all come down to the next 90 minutes for four teams to decide their fates. Who will be group winners, who will finish as runners-up, who might scrape a best third, and who will be heading home after this game. That is what's on the cards. And these two, who we watch, Switzerland and Canada, well, they know that winning the group is very much on the cards if they can claim victory this evening. And we'll have, of course, updates from Bosnia against Qatar, as two sides, so ultimately Bosnia, who impressed massively, but ultimately it's red cards that let those two down in their second group games. In terms of outcomes, Qatar went down to 9 men against Canada, ultimately on the end of a 6-0 thumping. And Switzerland putting 4 past Bosnia, a Bosnia side who were holding them to a goalless draw until the last 25 minutes of that game. A dramatic ending, which saw Switzerland win by a canter. Rodriguez tries to ping that one forward towards Sao, but that one was well cut out by Cornelius. Switzerland in all red, Canada in all white for this one. And a quick look at our other game screen to show you Bosnia against Qatar. That one just underway there in this other Group B matchup. That is, of course, being played in Seattle, so just across the Canadian border. And we're in Vancouver for this one. Of course, we'll keep you right up to date with the live table to see and show you what all is happening as they have their first chance there. Bosnia already testing the Qatari goalkeeper. So off to a busy start there in that one in Seattle. As Canada have their first bit of possession here with Larrea. That's going to be a foul given away by one of the substitutes there from the last game, Manzambi. This is a little bit of a push in the back. Long ball down the line here. One for Ahmed to chase. He wanted the foul, and he's going to be given the foul as Jacques is the one that commits the challenge. Another sloppy foul by Switzerland. Back to back there. This one, Ahmed and Jacques just chasing for the ball, and Jacques just shoulder barges Ahmed to the ground. It's definitely a foul. It's an early free kick opportunity here for Canada. Try and test the Swiss defence. Swiss defence that hasn't kept a clean sheet in any of their two group games so far, albeit only conceded once in both, against Qatar and against Bosnia. An opportunity for the co-hosts to try and get off to the perfect start in this game with an early set-piece opportunity. Swung him with the right foot and flicked away from the near post. Xhaka's trying to hoof it clear as Manzambi gets the clearance. A bit loose though from Canada as that one's seen out for the throw-in. Another glance over at the Bosnia-Qatar game. Bosnia with all the pressure at the moment from a corner there. Qatar just trying to hold them out at the moment. Switzerland try and break down the right. Target towards Sao had made the run wide, but there was a foul on Jacques just beforehand. That's going to be a free kick. Yeah, a bit of a late challenge there by Larea, the Canadian left back. And it's going to see Lucas Jacques win the free kick. Quickly taken by Xhaka. Back from Elvedi. Now Jacques trying to angle the cross, but Alistair Johnston got his head to it, but that's going to bounce out for a corner. Just the threat of Ruben Vargas behind Alistair Johnston made him a little worried. In the end, Switzerland will win the corner out of that. Well, he was sensational when he came off the bench against Bosnia, Ruben Vargas. An electric performance. Corner delivered in, cleared away at the front post. A good strong header by number 25 there for Canada, Saliba. An interesting matchup between these two. I think a couple of the groups end this way where the top two meet in their final group game. I think we'll be watching a couple of them over the next few nights. And the winner of the final game will just be the group winner. Of course, it has major benefits winning the group. Of course, for Canada, if they do win the group, they will stay in their home country until at least the quarter-final stage if they were to progress to that far, which means they'll have home advantage as best they can for their first 5 matches at this World Cup, which is as big an advantage as you would want. As Jacques tried to threaten down the right there, but that was cut out by Larea, and ultimately goes for a Canada throw-in. As I said, both teams were able to tally up the goals in their last game, which will have given them a major boost in trying to give themselves a goal difference advantage. Even if this ends in a draw, Canada do have the goal difference advantage, which would see them top the group if these two can't be separated in 90 minutes. As Buchanan wanted a handball, throw in quickly taken by Canada, seen away by the Swiss defence. Flicked over by Chunier. Nicely stolen back by Manuel Akanji. Granit Xhaka lays it out to Jacques. Into Granit Xhaka again. Neither side able to settle with the ball as of yet. Switzerland were probably the better of the play so far, but neither side have had a shot at all in the game. Very stop-start as Braylon Bolo wins a free kick there. Around about the centre circle. And it was Cornelius just trying to hold on to Braylon Bolo there, dragging the back of his shirt. Yeah, definitely a foul. Ruben Vargas given no time or space whatsoever there down the right by Alistair Johnston. Back to De Fougerolles. Around the corner by Chonier, but that one's gone straight out of play. Now, both sides did fail to impress in their opening group games. A bit of a warm-up for both teams. Canada had to come from behind to draw with Bosnia in their opener. Switzerland were pegged back late by Qatar in the 95th minute, also to find a 1-1 scoreline. These two have been very rarely separated throughout this group stage so far. So far, very little between them in the first 8 minutes here in Vancouver. As Qatar will have a corner here on the left-hand side. It's been all Bosnia early doors in that one in Seattle. Remember, those two are realistically battling for a best third place. If either one of them can win it, 4 points should be enough. Oh no, not guaranteed, but it should be enough to claim a best third. And if both sides end up failing to win, then that'll be a major disappointment for either of those two teams in Bosnia or Qatar. But we'll see how they fare in that game as of yet. Of course, a wonderful World Cup that we witnessed, albeit a 0-0 draw between England and Ghana last night that we watched, but a really enjoyable game in terms of the way Ghana played and the way they protected their goal. In a way that you can see that there isn't, on multiple occasions we've seen it throughout this tournament, that the top team or the perceived better team doesn't always get their own way. Spain failed to beat so-called smaller opponent, Portugal as well, and then England's a number of the big hitters just not quite having it their own way at times. And it's going to be a foul on Manzambi by De Fougerolles. A lot of stop-start free kicks so far. Welcome in Miriam Piper again, and Stephen, thank you very much for joining us. Great to have you with us. I think you spot the bottom of the St George's flag. It's just, I can move this, just up there. There you have it. Just to prove that it is there. Here's a chance for Switzerland as Mbolo was dispossessed, and as was Sao at the edge of the box. No room there for Switzerland to end up having a threat. 10 minutes gone. There has been a lot of Swiss play without much cutting edge to this point. Very little in the way of difference between the two teams. Our referee for this one is from Brazil. Here's a chance for Mbolo. Good save by Crepo. Will that come out of nowhere? The Swiss building up. Let's find a way to Brel Mbolo. I'll have to see a replay. It just missed us. I was about to tell you about who the referee was as Canada get a free kick there. Larea brought down. Well, we'll see this chance. Probably the best chance of the game so far. Definitely the best chance. It's off this left-hand side. And it's a wonderful ball. I don't know if it's Rodriguez or Vargas, but one of the two play a lovely ball on the right foot towards Mbolo. Just find that space diagonally through the Canadian side. And Mbolo 1v1 with the goalkeeper. And Crepo makes a wonderful stop. Maxime Crepo. And that very easily could have been 1-0 to Switzerland. But the Canadian goalkeeper with the key stop to deny the Swiss an opening goal. De Fougerolles with a long clearance. Bouncing ball that might be threatening. Kai Larin was the target, but it's going to be an offside flag up against Larin. Ovedi was the one under pressure. As I was saying, our referee is from Brazil, Ramon Abate Abel from Brazil. Managed Belgium and Egypt's 1-1 draw in the opening game in Group G. That's the only game that he's refereed to this point. Let's give you a quick look at the other side of the group. Bosnia against Qatar, still goalless, and around about 11.5 minutes on the clock. They're a little bit behind us, just a little bit behind us, around about 30 seconds or so behind where our clock is in terms of in this game. So, but at this moment, still goalless in that one. I'll just give you a quick look at what way the group would look like if everything stayed as it is, or if draws were the results across the two games, no matter what the score. This was the way the table would finish. Oh, as Canada Chance here, it's Kyle Larin in on goal. The keeper with a last-ditch push to clear it away. Larin again trying to feed it back. Chance from the edge there, that's blocked. And the flag, I think, has gone up eventually, but it took them a long, long time. Yeah, the offside flag went up, and Manuel Akanji making the claim as to why the flag didn't go up earlier. Let's have a look and see if we can get a replay. I mean, do they have a replay system working at the minute? Because we've not seen a single replay. Here we go. Yeah. There was a foul that they wanted in the build-up, Canada. They played on, and the ball from the left from Ahmed just played through Kyle Larin. He must have been in an offside position, and therefore that whole action comes to an end. A good save-ish in the end from Gregor Kobel. It looked like it was in no man's land initially, but flag goes up. Both sides with a big chance. One's for offside and one well stopped. Starting to grow into the game, these two teams, though. Flick ball over the top by Remo Freuler, but and will bounce away from Braylon Bolo. To Fougerolles, down the right from Johnston. And that's a foul on Buchanan. Free kick to Canada. As I was showing you, this is the way it would look in the group table. If it stayed as a draw in both games, Canada would top the group, Switzerland would be second, Bosnia would be third, but 2 points, very unlikely to grasp you a best third position, in especially with goal difference as well, could play a part, and Qatar also on 2 points. But a long way to go in these games. Kanji, short of 15 minutes gone, 0-0 here in Vancouver. Jacques is finding Alvedi, who's going to break forward here. Alvedi, and he's trying to feed it in behind. With a run of Jacques. And that's going to be a free kick, actually, on Larea, who was just being held there by Jacques. Well, I have to say, Canada not really under pressure to win their group, but if they want to match what the other co-hosts have done, Mexico and USA, who've both won their groups, it'll be a wonderful trifecta for the co-hosts to all have won their groups. That will be a major boost for them. They'll have the benefit of playing more games at home in their home country if they do win their groups. Ball play here. Larin trying to chest it down. Xhaka breaking it apart. Good pick up by Mbolo with a little flick. Really good play. Vargas and Mbolo fed through, and a chase here for Manzambi. Breaking away from Larea. Manzambi clattered into there. The referee says no foul, and points for a goal kick. Yeah, it's not a foul, that. Not in any stretch. Yeah, not for me. Yeah, Manzambi did really well, though. The thread in behind, but Larea, strong defendant. Not a foul. So we see that Larin chance a little earlier for the offside. Yeah, he was a good distance offside there. Well, of course, the winner of this group, which could be Canada, would be, as it stands, they would play the runner-up of Group G, which, as it stands, would be Belgium. So that they would play on the 3rd of July here in Vancouver. And for the runner-up of this group, they will play the winners of Group A. No, they will play the runners-up of Group A, shall I say, at this moment, which would be South Korea in Los Angeles. That's the joys of topper seconds. As it stands, Bosnia would, of course, with the current situation of other teams, if all matched their results of Bosnia going into the final game, those third place teams, then Bosnia would still qualify as the best third. As it stands, they would play the USA on the 2nd of July in San Francisco, with the joys of a third place team. But that could massively change around because there's so many different, there's over 400 different scenarios for the best thirds. As Rodriguez's referee said no more from Rodriguez, committed a couple of fouls. Add them up, making sure he can count on his fingers there, the referee. Counting up the fouls. Still yet to have a shot in the game though, Canada. It's been a lot of Swiss play, and Switzerland have looked the more dangerous to this point, of which they'll be a little bit disappointed. But a free kick here and an opportunity once again to threaten and test this Swiss defence. As the crowd roar along. The crowd rising from their seats to watch this moment. Right-footed delivery from Chunier. Excuse me. The cross into the hand of the goalkeeper off to Fougerolles. Nearly choked to death there. The cross came in, and it was a dangerous one. It made me inhale so much that I nearly choked. Dangerous moment though from Canada. Remo Freuler was in a bit of pain there. I'll have to see the replay on that to see what actually happens, because the cross came in and it kind of just bobbled its way towards the goalkeeper. Switzerland were a little bit frustrated by the fact that one or two players were down, so maybe the physicality. I'm going to take a drink. I don't know where that came from. Well, 20 minutes gone. It remains goalless, but both sides have had their dangerous moments, more Switzerland than Canada, but nothing in the end to really test either goalkeeper too dangerously. There's going to be a foul there on Larea by Mbolo. Mbolo trying to pressure the Canadian defence, but Larea was fouled according to the referee. Excuse me. Well, a quick update from Seattle. Bosnia and Qatar still goalless at this moment in time. Around 20 minutes gone in that one as well, and still remains goalless. It has been Bosnia who've been in control of that game, certainly on top, but nothing in terms of the score sheet to separate the two sides. Still goalless. Of course, this will be the first of 4 nights of group decider action here in LFS. Tomorrow night it will be Group A's turn. We'll be watching Ecuador, Germany, along with Curaçao, Côte d'Ivoire. Then on Friday night, we'll be watching Norway, France, along with Senegal, Iraq. And then our final of 4 nights of group decider action sees Group L take centre stage as we'll watch Croatia, Ghana, alongside Panama, England. Another free kick here for Canada. This time I think it's for an offside on Zambia, I think it is. As we'll have the hydration break here in Vancouver, which, as has been for the last number of games, I've certainly heard a very distasteful response from the crowd to the hydration break. Not been thoroughly pleased. Certainly not a popular one with the public, this sort of situation. I'm going to show you the knockout bracket as it stands. Hasn't changed much since last night. But there's a quick look at it, just so you can take that information. And now none of those are confirmed. The only thing that I think has changed, Croatia will play Colombia down the bottom right. Top left, Germany would play Paraguay, and Mexico would be Scotland's opponents in the next round. So a couple of things have altered since last night. England would have Algeria, possibly as well, to play, and it will be USA Bosnia. So there has been a few things that have changed, to be fair, since last night, but the majority all still very similar. Look at that. A very exciting round of 32. I mean, we're only at reaching halfway point of this World Cup. This is game number 52 of a 104 game World Cup. So we are only at the halfway stage of the tournaments. And it's already been a very exciting first half. Although it doesn't feel like we're halfway there. It still feels very early in the tournament that we're still in the group stages, but these are the group deciders. So we are practically on the road. There's some big games coming, and these can play as part a little bit of knockout games, in that you win and you decide where you will play next, who you could possibly play next. Because of course the benefit of finishing top of the group is theoretically, if everyone else that you would expect the best teams to finish top of their groups, then the theory is that all the top teams don't play each other until the latter stages, and teams that do finish top of the group play a team that they feel that they would respectfully beat in the round of 32 or even the round of 16. So that is kind of obviously the benefit of finishing top of your group, but it's quite obvious for Canada, finishing top of your group, you stay in your home country at least for another game, and then if you go through that, another game after that. So that is the incentive. Of course, they do know they will be in the knockout, so they will play a round of 32 game, Canada, which is a really promising thing to see, that all three co-host nations will be in the knockout stages. After question marks were kind of raised over Canada and the USA, and the fact of their performances recently in World Cups. Canada never had a win in a World Cup, never had a point in a World Cup before this, and they've now got 4 on the board with 1 game to go in the group. So it's been a transformative World Cup on home turf for Canada. Similar aspect for Mexico and USA, although those two have prior major histories with the competition, as they've previously hosted the tournament. That's nicely defended there by Alvedi against Larea. He's going to go for the goal kick. Next Wednesday's going to be interesting. What's next Wednesday? 1st of July. Could be some really interesting knockout games. Oh, the winner of Group L will play next week, and the winner of Group G, and they will play their respective games against third place opponents. So England could be on foot, maybe even Ghana, who knows. We'll find out about what that turns out to be at the weekends, or at the weekend, of course. Quick update from the Bosnia-Qatar game. Still goalless in that one. It's, again, more Bosnian possession and pressure, but Qatar holding on at the moment. England and Scotland both playing. Yes, that will be, play on the same day. What an energy that will be next week if that turns out to be the case. Of course, there was a scenario where England could play the USA on the 4th of July, but I don't think that can happen now. There was a scenario. It's a very slim scenario. I think England had to finish 3rd in their group because the USA won their group. So something strange like that, but there was a weird scenario where that could happen. Not anymore, though. Bouncing ball. Oh, a little bit nervy from Canada. Fougerolles didn't clear, and Ulster Johnston has to. But last ditch there from Canada. A little bit nervy defensively. With the throw in. attacking quickly just to keep that tempo and momentum. A nice step in though by Saliba. And Jonathan David plays it out to the right to Buchanan, who was kind of sideswiped there. The referee said no to a foul by Manuel Akanji on Buchanan. And the two going at each other, more words than anything else, between Tajon Buchanan and Manuel Akanji. Well, Andy says, I don't want the Scots to face the English. Whoever survives that battle would be spent for their next game. Yeah, it'll be a true battle. The last time they played in a competitive match was the Euros 2020, I think it was, wasn't it? In the UK, that was, that game. But in the current knockout bracket, as I showed you, as it stands, there is a scenario where if England and Scotland both win their round of 32 ties, they would face each other in the round of 16. We have a goal to tell you about. We're waiting on this, and it has come exactly the way you would have expected in the game between Bosnia and Qatar. The team that have been putting the pressure on have finally taken the lead, and Bosnia are 1 goal to the good in that one against Qatar. I'll just try and see. It's Ali Begovic with the finish. I'll have to see the replay of it, but Bosnia, who've been dominating the game in Seattle, have their advantage. And a side who really have impressed me at this World Cup against the two toughest opponents in Canada and Switzerland in their first 2 games. Did really well despite only getting a point from those two. And here we see it. It's a nice ball into the half space. Ali Begovic just sees off a couple of challenges, gets to the right side of the box and rockets it with a right foot to the near post. Keeper full stretch, can't stop it. Really, really good finish. Bosnia and Herzegovina 1, Qatar 0. Ali Begovic with the finish. And that is a crucial goal for Bosnia in this game. And in this group. And we'll show you the live table to show you what it would mean. At the moment, Xhaka and Larin getting in each other's way there. A little bit risky, that sort of dangerous play. Throwing boots and that type of stuff. Well, Larin is still down after the interaction, shall we say, rather than incident. Jesse Marsh in the ear of the 4th official and the assistant referee to share his views. The referee just going to call both players in Granit Xhaka and Kyle Larin over just to have a chat. Well, here's a quick look at the table as it stands then. Bosnia would still be 3rd in the group as it stands. Of course, they need Canada to lose. I'm just trying to figure this out. They need Canada to lose and the goal difference swing to be massive, but that's the only way they would finish 2nd. But 3rd with 4 points should, no guarantees, but should be enough to finish as a best 3rd team for Bosnia. But 4 points is their hope, and at the moment they're leading Qatar by a goal to 0. The first goal in this group decider. Double matches sees Bosnia take the lead, and a really good goal by Ali Begovic, who's the youngsters also been one of the bright sparks of the Bosnian team in this World Cup. Dispossession there. Chance here for Jonathan David to feed it through. It's a nicely timed run. Larin onto his left, back onto his right, in the shot just too close to Gregor Kobel. Really good play though between the two centre forwards of Canada. It was Jonathan David just a little deeper. Played that angled pass out to the left hand side for Larin, who took it onto his left, then came back on his right and tried to spin it past the goalkeeper, but just too much curl on it. Took it right into the hands of the Swiss stopper in Gregor Kobel. Hold on a second. Here come Switzerland. Van Zambi. It's Vargas. Vargas across. That one's, I think it took a deflection off de Fougerolles and into the hands of Crepeau, but Braylon Bolo was free at the back post if Vargas could have found him. All of a sudden this game's really opened up as Crepeau goes along with the clearance. Couldn't take it in there. Buchanan, Kanji, Freuler, pressure on Rodriguez, back to Akanji, now to Gregor Kobel. Mary Jane says, is there a scenario where England play Canada? Yes. In the current bracket, England would face Canada only in the semi-final stage. That will be the only possible scenario at this moment. If both teams top their group, that will be the only occasion where they could meet, will be in the semi-finals if they both continue to progress to that stage. If either were to finish second in the group, then they would be on opposite sides of the draw. Therefore, the likelihood is that that will be a final meeting. So, very unlikely England and Canada would meet in the tournament unless they both got to the semis. Oh, it's another goal for Bosnia. I just saw it, and it's awful from the goalkeeper. I mean, paper-thin hands. I mean, that is terrible goalkeeping, but Bosnia won't care how it's went in. All they will care about is that it has went in, and they have doubled their lead. It's a cross from the right-hand side, and the keeper, weak wrists, shall we say, trying to keep it out. And on that occasion, it's going to be a long game, it seems, for Qatar, who held on for a good while, but didn't last too long after they conceded. And I think it actually might be a defender, Sultan Al-Break, that might have the last touch. We see it again. It's a break down the left-hand side for Bosnia. They switch it across, and the first-time strike takes a deflection off the defender, and the keeper just can't keep it from going into his own net. It was Edin Dzeko that had the effort on the volley. Just come off. I'll break the defender, and the keeper in Abunada couldn't keep it out of his net. Bosnia 2, Qatar 0. Beautiful ball here to Xhaka. Flipped in towards Mbolo, who was spun around there by de Fougerolles. That one's cleared away by Canada. Braylon Bolo's claiming that he was fouled by de Fougerolles. We'll have to see it again. Yeah, not enough for me. Again, good strong defending from Canada. A little bit like complainers a little bit here, Switzerland. Well, of course, at the moment, the second goal for Bosnia doesn't change the ultimate outcome of the group in terms of the positions of any team, but it does obviously improve their goal difference, which, if they are to be a second place team, they need to have as best a goal difference as they can. At the moment, though, they would still be third in the group, and Qatar will be heading home for certain as it stands. They need to turn that around to win to have any chance of getting through. Chance here for Switzerland, as we're just seeing the goal for Bosnia once again on the split screen there from this game. So as Canada set up their defensive wall, Switzerland have a chance here from a free kick. It's going to be a 5-man wall, it looks like. Crepeau just making sure everybody's in the right positions. Kanji and Xhaka over it, around about 25 yards out as Xhaka scoops that one over there, high and wide, nowhere near the target from the Swiss midfielder and Switzerland captain. Yeah, he struck it with his left foot, just got the height behind it, Xhaka, but the accuracy wasn't there, and the dip nowhere near getting dangerous, that sort of situation. Well, first half that has flown by, coming into the last 7 minutes or so of the first 45 here in Vancouver. No goals between Switzerland and Canada. Of course, the winner of this will top the group. Canada only need a draw to top the group because of their superior goal difference. That's a nice turn by Manzambi, who's making the threats here, kind of from central. Just in behind the striker and Mbolo, and then drifting wide. And he does well there, Manzambi, to win the throw-in. Another one of those Swiss substitutes, Johan Manzambi, that came off the bench in the Bosnia game and really shone bright late in that match. 2 goals, of course, against the Bosnian defence in the 4-1 victory. Okay, showed too much of it there, and this is going to be Ahmed down the left-hand side, tracked by Freuler, fouled by Freuler as he pushed him over. Both sides have been very keen to make sure that there's no advantage for their opponent, taking them down for quite a few fouls we've seen in this game in this first half. The massively Canadian-filled crowd here in Vancouver roar their team on for another set piece. There's Chonier, cleared away, picked back up by Ahmed, and then another chance of a foul, but the shot from range is off target from Alistair Johnston. Yeah, straight from the free kick, not the best of deliveries from Chonier. Oh, they rebounded it, it bounced to Alistair Johnston around about the edge of the box. And he just rocketed it far too high. Off target nonetheless. Last 5 minutes of the first half. Switzerland 0, Canada 0. As it stands, Canada would be group winners. That's a nice turn by Buchanan. Ball into Jonathan David here. Feeds it in for Ahmed, whose shot was just a little bit lacking in pace at the end of it and allowed a parry from Gregor Kobel to put it behind for the corner. Again, really good. It's all from Buchanan that creates the move with the spin. Johnston plays it into Jonathan David, who feeds it out to the left-hand side for Ahmed onto his right foot and tried to strike it into the bottom left corner. Just lacking that cutting-edge pace, and allowed Gregor Kobel to make the save down to his right-hand side. But another chance for Chonier to deliver, this time from a corner. This Canadian side building into this game after what was a strong start from Switzerland. This will be their first corner of the match for Canada, and Chonier to take it. Chonier, right-footed, headed away to the near post by Manzambi. Cycled well by Saliba. Here's Larea. He's breaking into the space. Nice hold up there from Larea. Carries the ball down the right channel, but then has to feed it back to Alistair Johnston, who's on the halfway line. A lot of Canadian players still up the field here as Johnston goes for the switch. Chested down by Buchanan. Really good touch as Buchanan had no room to escape there from the pressure. And Switzerland might want to try it in behind, but that's dealt with by Crepo. Been a bit more expansive, Canada. Here's Saliba. Chonier. Right to the left for Ahmed. Nice ball into the path of David. Not the best of first touches, but it will drop for Saliba. Chonier, Saliba, central. Trying to work their angles there, Canada. Nicely picked up by Defougerol. Into Alistair Johnston, who has space here. Goes short with the pass. Laren overstepping it a little bit as Fujro wins his header but loses possession. And that's going to be a foul by Ruben Vargas. Free kick to Canada. Let's tell you about another goal. It's all come alive between Bosnia and Qatar. Bosnia with the first 2 goals, but Qatar have got a goal back. I said they needed to turn this around if they want to have any chance of staying in the competition. Well, they have responded right before half-time to get halve the deficit, and Alhedos has given them a goal back in the game. Good cross, cut back, right on the spot, the edge of the 6-yard box, and Alhedos with the finish. And Qatar are on the board against Bosnia. Bosnia 2, Qatar 1 in that one. Only their second goal of the tournament for Qatar. And their first, of course, since that late equaliser against Switzerland in Game 1. Of the group, but Bosnia trying to respond pretty quickly there with a bit of pressure of their own. Canada ending this half well. Laren, Buchanan, into David. Jonathan David with the left-footed effort, just couldn't find the target. Had the pace and the power behind it, but not the accuracy from the Canadian top scorer. Yeah, really good play again. It's a diagonal play from Canada that's causing the problems for Switzerland. They carry them all to one side and then they move it so quickly, finding the space for the opposite winger. And it just creates opportunities for the 2 centre forwards and Kyle Laren and Jonathan David just to pick up those pockets of space that are left around the edge of the area. That's where they're looking dangerous, Canada. I think Jesse Marsh will be a little more pleased with his side's performance of the last 5-10 minutes than how they really started the game, where they were unable to really get much possession going and giving away 1 or 2 key chances. That's a good challenge by Chonier. Johnston fired that ball back to Chonier and has bounced off the midfielder. Right for the throw in to Switzerland. There's going to be 4 added minutes at the end of the first half here in Vancouver between Switzerland and Canada. They're about to hit added time there in Seattle between Bosnia and Qatar. I'll tell you about that in a moment when we have the added time out of that one. Good touch there by Mbolo. Just trying to switch it out to the left. That one is going to go out for the throw. It'll be a Swiss throw. There was a deflection on the way through there. Mulvady, Kanji, Rodriguez early with the cross. Took a touch off a midfielder, and that's going to bounce behind for the corner to Switzerland. So Ruben Vargas over to take the corner. Lots of red shirts from Switzerland in the area. Swung in by Vargas. Headed away well by Jonathan David, who was back defending. Rodriguez gets it back into the mix, but will bounce through for Crepo. He's going to launch one here. 1 man forward. And Ahmed, he was battling his hardest there, but couldn't get the better out of Rodriguez there in that 1v1. Xhaka. Akanji. Elvedi. Back to Gregor Kobel. Excuse me. 5 added minutes, by the way, in that game between Bosnia and Qatar. They've just played 2 minutes of those. Of course, we'll bring you right up to date with how the group sits at half-time. Who will be playing who? Who will be finishing where? But I think both managers want to see a lot more from their teams in the second half in this game. Murat Yakin will be disappointed the fact that his Swiss side weren't able to take advantage of their chances early in the game, and despite the fact that Jesse Marsh will be more pleased with his side's performance in the last 10 minutes, still won't be particularly pleased with how he really let Switzerland have free roam for the first 30 minutes. Have it all their own way. Here is Xhaka. Xhaka. Mbolo. He's a through little backheel from Freuler, and Mbolo was the target of that return ball, but ultimately going to be a foul against Braylen Mbolo for a foul on Jonathan David, who was tracking back there very deep to the edge of his own box to see that situation come to an end. Yeah, I like that from the Canadian centre forward. Last few seconds of this first half here in Vancouver. One more kick expected here from Crepo before the whistle goes. And there it is, the half-time whistle from the Brazilian referee. In the first half where, at the moment, Canada, despite only being a draw between the two teams, they would have the ultimate benefit of being top of the group as it stands. But Bosnia and Qatar have got their shooting boots on. These two need to find them, as at half-time it's Switzerland 0, Canada 0. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this, and Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions, and there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal! Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable. Race again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
All this time, I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless.
Welcome back to World Cup 2026 half-time here on LFS. Thank you very much for joining us for this one. Half-time, it is Switzerland 0, Canada 0 in this game. Also elsewhere, Bosnia taking on Qatar. It is 2-1 in that one, which, as it stands, we can show you what that means for the table. This is the way it will look. Canada and Switzerland would qualify as the top two in that order. Canada will be group winners, Switzerland will be runners-up. Bosnia would be third on 4 points, and Qatar would be heading home with just a solitary point. Bosnia could progress as a best third on 4 points, no guarantees, but very likely to finish that way. But of course, we will soon find out to see what comes out of that. Of course, we'll have to wait till Sunday to find out who will play who and when, crucially. And as I told you, that other game between Bosnia and Qatar is 2-1 at the break. A reminder for you of what's to come. We have another group decider for you tomorrow night as we watch Ecuador take on Germany in Group E. That is alongside Curaçao facing Côte d'Ivoire. That's Ecuador-Germany game is in New York, New Jersey. Of course, at MetLife Stadium, in which the stadium that will host the final. That is at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Those games kicking off at 9 p.m. Tomorrow. So looking forward to that. And there's, of course, two more group deciders to come here in LFS. After that, we'll also keep you right up to date with any of the action overnight as well, and top you up with all the details as and when we have them for you when we go live for those ones. Also tonight, there's a very intriguing Group C decider between Morocco, Haiti and Scotland, Brazil. Of course, only 3 teams involved in the action there. Haiti are already eliminated from the tournament. Scotland, Brazil is the feature game. It's a huge game, surely, to look forward to that one. Can Scotland progress from an international tournament group stages for the first time in their history? Remember, if they were to win, it would be a dream result for Scotland, but a draw could be enough. Very likely to see them through as a best third. A win would see them possibly finish at first, but more than likely second if they beat Brazil this evening, because Morocco would more than likely beat Haiti, and if they were to do that, then they couldn't finish above them, Scotland. But that's all permutations for a little later, and we'll tell you more about that tomorrow when we go live for our next group deciders in Group E tomorrow evening. Because there is a lot to get through on that front, because we will also have Group A also taking action in the middle of the night. In Group A, that's in the middle of the evening, and Group D will be the following evening. So all the co-hosts in action over the next 2 nights. Well, 45 minutes that you would have to say have to be better from these two teams in terms of an attacking sense. Remember, Canada only need a draw. Switzerland have to win. In terms of group winning, in terms of topping the group, Canada, as it stands, a 0-0 draw would be enough for them to finish top of this group and to have home advantage for at least another game, and possibly even 2 more games if they progress that far. And we'll be able to, after the final whistle goes in these games, confirm you first and second, and we can show you where and when they will play, guaranteed, because we will know Switzerland and Canada, they'll be locked in their positions, so we'll be able to tell you that at the full-time whistle. There only a handful of teams that have that luxury at the moment of knowing where they will play and when. That's a chance. Manzambi to Vargas! Wonderful finish! Ruben Vargas again! The difference maker for Switzerland. Heartbreak for Canada early in the half. But what a start from the Swiss. Switzerland 1, Canada 0. Ruben Vargas at the start of the half has put a bolt into the nets and given Switzerland a major boost in trying to win this group. What a start to the half that is from Ruben Vargas. He come off the bench, scored and assisted against Bosnia in the last group game. We see this again. Wonderful play down the right. Manzambi with a wonderful timed run, and the cut back across, finding Ruben Vargas at the back post. unmarked and slotted it in with his right foot into the bottom left corner. Wonderful from Switzerland, but a horrible start to the half for Canada. And I'll show you what that does to the table, but Murat Yakin immensely more pleased. And they've got off to a fast start in this second half of Switzerland. 1-0 up. They're off and running. And this will open the game up in terms of make it a little bit more entertaining. And perfect that the goal came so early in the second half that it's now a full 45 minutes where the jeopardy is well known. Let's have a look at the group table then. This is the way it stands right now this second. Switzerland would be top of the group on 7 points. Canada would be on 4. Bosnia would be on 4. Qatar would be on 1. Canada would still be second because of their much superior goal difference to Bosnia, which is a 7-goal swing at the moment. They would need to win by 4 goals, Bosnia, and Canada would need to lose by at least 3 goals for them to have a chance at finishing above them in the group. That's the way it goes right now. They're about to get back underway in Seattle between Bosnia and Qatar. Big second half for those two teams who battled it out in the first half. Bosnia with the 2-1 lead at the break. See how they fare in the second half. Knowing the scoreline of this game, Bosnia will be even more intrigued to continue attacking to score more goals, but no doubts that there's a long way to go. Canada aren't certain of defeat yet by any stretch of the imagination. Xhaka switches it out to the right hand side. Xhaka, Freuler, Olvedi. What a boost for Switzerland at the start of this half. Perfect way to start the second half, scoring within 50 seconds. And that's got them going, but it also forces Canada to be a bit more aggressive, a little bit more attacking. And Bolo trying to spin in behind, he just got away from his defender. Alistair Johnston with a block on the rebound. Again, quickly retrieved by Switzerland. Rodriguez, Xhaka, much sharper from Switzerland. Here's Vargas, onto his right, back to Xhaka, feds it through. Manzambi there, just beating off the ball, wanted a foul, referee says no. You make your point, Mir Jane in the chat there says, was Canada still in the locker room? Well, mentally they definitely were. Switzerland were firing and ready to go, raring to go at the start of the half, and what a perfect start. But as I said, Canada will know there's a long way to go. This game is far from done and dusted yet, but it's certainly not the start to the second half you would have wanted if you're Canada. Switch ball here from Canada, looking for Buchanan. That was cut out by Rodriguez. Up in the air by Xhaka. Granit Xhaka got the second header on that one, but Alistair Johnston was shoved by Ruben Vargas. That's going to be a foul. Switch there out to the left for Ahmed to chase. Just keep it in play. Trying to reverse it in behind with Sao on the cover. That's behind for the goal kick. See this goal again. Really good football from Switzerland. Lovely long diagonal from Manzambi. Cutback, or sorry, to Manzambi, shall I say, and then Manzambi's cutback. Fierce effort back across the area. And Ruben Vargas. Free man at the back post. Fire it in. This game needed a goal though to just give us some alternatives, because both teams were not comfortable at half with a goalless draw, but both teams were not wanting to go the extra little bit to force the opener to risk going behind, and just a little bit cautious both teams in the first half. But that goal early in the second just eradicates that thought. And now another ball out to the right here. It's Xhaka making the overlap and run. Sorry, excuse me. Cross into the box. So Johnston got his head to that one to clear it away. Out for the throw. Well, it was Ruben Vargas' 12th international goal. Gives Switzerland the lead, his second in as many games. It's first for his country before this tournament since Kosovo. And they drew 1-1 in that game back in November. Larea tried to play it down the left too much though to Jonathan David to keep in. Lost their rhythm again, Canada. Just ended that first half really strongly. It's struggled to really impose themselves, on this game. It's a little bit cautious, and they just need to be more open, more aggressive, take more risks. Got the quality. That was good pressure though on the ball. As a bit of a miscue there between Xhaka and Manzambi. So Canada throw. Here's De Fougerolles. Crossing the halfway line. Down the right to Buchanan. Saliba. Nice ball to Alistair Johnston on the underlap, but just too much on it for Buchanan to chase. Nice idea, nice play there from Canada, but just the miscue there from Alistair Johnston. At that moment drift as we have a quick look and glance over at the Bosnia-Qatar game. Bosnia with a big chance there. Had the Qatari goalkeeper, shall I say, scrambling. That's a head and hands moment for Edin Dzeko. Opportunity there for Bosnia. Nothing coming of it. Bosnia, who as it stands at the moment would be taking third spot in the group. 4 points on their in their tally, would as it stands have them in a very strong position in terms of a third place qualification spot. A long way still to go. Remember, a draw doesn't help either of Bosnia or Qatar. 2 points will surely not be enough to progress. And 10 minutes gone of the second half here in Vancouver. Switzerland with the lead. And the opening goal after just 50 seconds of the second half. But Canada with a bit of possession here. Johnston out to the right side for Buchanan. Got Rodriguez for company. Buchanan back inside to Saliba. Chonier. Now across to Larea down the left. Ahmed going for the early cross. Larin was the target. Good delivery by Ahmed, but Larin just maybe a half yard, maybe a little bit too high for him to get near. And a really good dangerous chance there for Canada. Yeah, good cut back onto his right foot from Ahmed just to whip that ball in. Kyle Larin, the aerial threat there in the box, as Cornelius misguided that header. An opportunity here for Braylon Bolo. Holds off his man, plays in Manzambi, and the keeper couldn't keep it out. 2-0 Switzerland. And Bolo with a hold up, Manzambi with a goal. Switzerland 2, Canada 0. Daylight for the Swiss. And the Canadians are seeing it all come crumbling down for the co-hosts. Well, goodness me. A miscued header from Cornelius, who really it didn't make contact, but misguided it. Got himself in an awkward position, and Bolo had the better of the Fougerolles. Spun him like a bottle top. And it's just a little bit easy, really. It's a ball from the right back position, just launched forward. It's just all over the place from the Canadian centre-backs. And then Bolo on the spin. Manzambi with a strike. Keeper should do better, and Crepo lets it sneak under him. And Manzambi having the impact he had in the first opportunity in the last game. Well, he is off the mark again in this one. And Switzerland in a very strong position now in this group. 2 against Bosnia. And now 1 here. And some changes from Jesse Marsh. Well. It's still a long way to go for Bosnia to have any chance at finishing above Canada in this group as it stands, but everything in there is going in their favour at the moment. The goal difference is certainly going in the correct way for them. Quick look at another update of the group. No swapping of positions, but certainly goal difference wise it's a little narrower than it was earlier on. Remember, Canada had a +6 goal difference. Bosnia had a -3. That was a 9 goal swing needed. Currently that is swinging by 3 goals, so there's still a 6 goal swing needed to change the outcomes of those two in second and third. Great start to the second half from Switzerland, and that has forced Canada into changes, as I just told you. They have made a triple change, Canada. We're going to see Tani Oluwasei, Liam Miller and Stefan Estacchio all on. They replace Kai Larin, Ali Ahmed and Mateu Chonier. Chonier, shall I say. So Chonier, Ahmed and Larin off. Oluwasei, Miller and Estacchio on. As we're about to hit the hour mark inside the stadium here in Vancouver. At this moment in time, first a crowd that at the end of the first half would have been disappointed with their side's overall performance, but pleased with how the result was going. At the moment, they are finishing second in this group as it stands. They need at least a draw, Canada, to secure a top spot. Remember, we will show you the as it stands if it has updated. I don't actually know if the bracket updates. It does. It updates live. So let's show you then. This is as it stands. What it would look like if Canada finished second and Switzerland topped their group. Switzerland would face Belgium, as you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, and around about the middle of the left side, Korea would be Canada's opponents. Ultimately, they would have to go to LA, Canada, for their round of 32 game if they finish seconds. There's a zipped effort there from, I think that was Cornelius. It was. That took a deflection. A Canada corner. Two shots, 2 on target from Switzerland in the second half. 2 goals. Ball swung in here. Dangerous, still not away though as it drops. Punch from the keeper. Alistair Johnston tries to keep it alive, but Switzerland able to scramble it clear. Well, that was a little better from Canada though. A little bit better. More dangerous from the set piece, but unable really to try and put it over the line. There's a long ball there from Crepo. Out to Miller on the left. Miller onto his right. Dispossessed, but tried to win it back and lost out to Manzambi, who's breaking away down the right here, and he's got the speed on Cornelius, but a good gripping grasping challenge with his legs there from Cornelius to win it back for Canada. Here's Liam Miller. Poor ball across towards Larea. That's intercepted, and Jacquet can take it back for Switzerland. Well, we kind of thought that Canada would come out stronger in their second half and be more of a threat. It's actually turned out the opposite way, that Switzerland have come out in the second half and been more of a threat. Canada haven't been able to reach their momentum levels just yet. A bit loose there from McCanty, but he found Elvedi. Clipping it over the top, and a bouncing ball taken in by Defougerol. Larea. Saliban on the best of first touches, pounced upon by Xhaka, then Freuler. The ball bounces in the air, taken in by Estacchio. That's going to be a foul on Larea. Richie Larea, of course, the Canadian fullback. Defougerol. Estacchio. Back to Alistair Johnston. Nice direct ball into the path of one of the substitutes. Jonathan David linking up. Saliba. Alistair Johnston continued his run there, but the threat wasn't emerging, and it's going to be a foul on Braylon Bolo here by Defougerol. Luke Defougerol. Well, he's having a little bit of a sit down, Jesse Marsh, and a disheartened looking international captain there on the bench in Alphonso Davies. He looks not in the best of moods. Bolo, lovely footwork there, little 1-2, but Jacquet played the longer ball. Too much pace on that one. Quick update from Seattle, Bosnia 2, Qatar 1 is the latest score there, just past the hour mark there in Seattle. Of course, they're a couple of minutes behind us in that game. Bosnia leading by 2-1, which as it stands would still theoretically have them as a best third at this moment in time. Bouncing ball as Oluwaseyi trying to threaten in behind. Elvedi eased, shall we say, out of the field of play by Elvedi. No foul. Well, one thing I was a little bit interested in for Canada to start this game, one player who has impressed in both games prior to the group, certainly I thought he did, was Stefan Estacchio, the midfielder. Really commands the middle of the park, and I was surprised not to see him in the starting 11 for this game for Canada. Now I know rest and rotation and all of that, but they didn't have the most grueling game against Qatar. It's not like they were battling it out, desperate for a win late. They were 6-0 winners, so they were dominating that game from early. But I was a little bit surprised not to see Estacchio in the starting lineup for this one. He is on the field now, but it was a little bit of a strange call, in my opinion, from Jesse Marsh not to start one of his best midfielders. I mean, their game against Qatar was 6 days ago. So it's not like they've had a quick turnaround of 3 days and they've made some switches, but it was a little bit of a rogue decision, in my opinion, because Estacchio was impressed. And I'm not saying that Chonier and Saliba have been really poor, but I think it's a different dynamic, a different player, a different vibe, shall we say, when Estacchio's in there. More of a leader type feel who carries his team forward. And that's what I think they've been missing a little bit. A bit of direction, a little bit of kind of leadership in there, Canada. Just been lacking that right the way throughout the game. Here is Estacchio. Diffuserol. Buchanan. Jonathan David with a little layoff. Estacchio onto the ball again in space and directs it out to the left. Miller. Back to Estacchio. Going for the early cross. Little flick. Jonathan David, but that one's cleared away at the back post by Rodriguez. Better though from Canada. Miller. Steps inside. Has to play it back to Cornelius. Here is Estacchio. Correct into the path of the left winger there. Miller into the box. Here's Jonathan David. His shot was charged down by Elvedi. Corner to Canada. But that's what I mean. Really good ball by Estacchio out to the left. Good flick on, in behind. They worked the ball with Miller across the box into Jonathan David. And I'm not saying that they weren't doing that before, but they weren't doing that before, Canada. It's just that difference maker in the middle that changes the pace of the game on a dime, on a split second. And Estacchio over to take the corner. Also a set piece taker. Something they've lacked. Good delivery. Dangerous onto the hands of the keeper, who had to punch it away there, Gregor Kobel. Picked up by Buchanan, facing away from goal. Back it goes. Saliba. Trying the early cross, blocked by Rodriguez. Out for the throw for Canada. There's an endeavour in this team now. Knowing they need to find 2 goals from somewhere, Canada, to rescue a draw out of this game. Alistair Johnston with a long launch. Headed away by Rodriguez. Flicked by Saliba. Estacchio with the loop. Forward, a bouncing ball. Johnston trying to cross. Blocked there at the near post by Vargas. Behind for a Canada corner. Much, much better from Canada. Much, much better. Estacchio to take the corner. Right footed delivery. Lofted towards the area. That one's headed away by Akanji. Fed back wide to Estacchio. Cuts onto his left. Estacchio rolls it round the outside. A little bit short for Saliba to get on the end of, but the pressure sees it out for the throw in to Canada, which they quickly retake. Buchanan. Swinging it in. Headed away by Elvedi. Miller. The last man back here for Canada. Saliba. Right to the left-hand side. Jonathan David coming deeper. Here is Larea. David. Did about find that one to Liam Miller. A little bit pacey, but Miller was able to keep it in. 20 minutes to go. Switzerland 2, Canada 0. As it stands, Switzerland would top the group. Canada need a draw. Alistair Johnston collides there with, I think that's Rodriguez, and I think he's going to be penalised, the Canadian. And the crowd don't agree, but you would expect them to. Yeah, Rodriguez got there first. It is a foul. Another quick look at the group table in Group B. Canada would be second spot as we hit our hydration break here in the second half. Switzerland are top in the group as it stands. 7 points. Canada on 4 points. Bosnia on 4 and Qatar on 1. Bosnia are leading Qatar by 2-1 as it stands. If that changes in Qatar's favour, then there would be a different look about the bottom 2 in this group, because there is a scenario, obviously, where Bosnia and Qatar could both be eliminated tonight. Not confirmed tonight, but if they both draw, the likelihood is they will both be, certainly Qatar will be eliminated in second bottom place, or in bottom spot of the group. Bosnia could very likely be eliminated because 2 points is surely not enough to see a best third team through to the knockout stages. Quick look at how that affects things. Bosnia if they do qualify as a best third, would play the USA if all stays as the same as the formula is categorised. Switzerland would be in Canada for their next game. They would play here in Vancouver against Belgium, is their likely round of 32 matchup if they finish top of the group. And Canada would have to go to LA, their first World Cup game outside of their home country, for the knockouts as it stands. If they finish second, they would play Korea as it stands. Korea, of course, would be second in Group A. So second place in this group knows they will play the runners-up of Group A. Of course, Korea, at the moment, would hold that spot. They can't be overtaken by Czechia. The only way they would be overtaken is if Czechia beat Mexico. Yeah. And South Africa beat South Korea. Then Czechia could possibly finish second, or South Africa could finish second, theoretically, in that group. That all takes place tonight in the early hours of the morning, the Group A decider. Right. Here, though, in Group B, at the moment, the Swiss are having it all their way in Canada, and Bosnia are having it all their way in Seattle. There's the hydration break taking place in Seattle as well. Alajbegovic giving Bosnia the lead. It was doubled with an own goal before they got a goal back, Qatar, before half-time. Well, a bit of don't stop believing is maybe what the Canadian fans need. The hydration break rings out a bit of journey. They've been on a journey, Canada, and they don't want to end this group without topping it. They need a point. A draw would do it. As we're going to see substitutions here for Switzerland. We're going to see Jacquet and Sau both coming off. And we're going to see Michel Eibischer and Widmer on. So Michel Eibischer and Sylvain Widmer both onto the fields, replacing Jacquet at right back and Sau on right wing. And Promise David has come onto the field. He has replaced Johan Buchanan, or Tajon Buchanan, shall I say, for Canada. They have posed more of a threat, Canada, since the subs were made, but they haven't had a shot on target in the second half as of yet, so work for them still to do to test this Swiss keeper and Gregor Kobel and try and find a goal they need, at least one goal they need to try and turn this around. Larea. Promise David. He comes here though to Cornelius, and now to Fougerolles. Claps it over the top, looking for the run of Saliba. Lovely takedown, plays it across, and that's a wonderful goal. Beautiful from Canada. Promise David with a finish. What a touch from Saliba. Fabulous. And that is the goal they needed. That is the moment they needed, Canada. The home crowd uproarious here in Vancouver. Canada aren't dead and buried yet. The Prime Minister is here in attendance, and that was a prime finish from Promise David. Switzerland 2, Canada 1. Game on here in Vancouver. Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. This touch from Nathan Saliba is filthy. Wonderful. And the cross is beautiful, and the volley finished by Promise David. That is a gorgeous goal from Canada. And it sets us up for a grandstand finish here in Vancouver. And that is going to buoy Canada. Here is Jonathan David. There's pressure there. It's going to be a Canadian corner. Well, there he is, Mark Carney, the Prime Minister. I don't know if it's his wife to his right-hand side or whoever that is, one of the ministerial people here in Canada, but she's having a right good go. She loved it. That's what we like to see. Corner here to Canada, left-hand side. Estacchio to whip in this delivery. Right-footed, cleared away at the near post by Manzambi, whose goal at the moment separates the two teams. Long ball forward from Crepo. Not the best of headers from Rodriguez. Taken in by Saliba, who's has a wonderful first touch on him, I have to say, as Jonathan David wins the free kick. Arms folded. Still a bit confused there, I think, Jesse Marsh is the decision making. But it is a foul. Definitely, and a free kick to Canada here. That's probably the most beautiful goal I've seen in a good bit. I think one of the best goals we've seen at this World Cup, in terms of the sheer quality of the finish and the delivery and the pass and the touch and the build-up. Just gorgeous all round. Free kick here though. Chance for them to really pile on the pressure on Switzerland here, Canada. It's Estacchio and Miller over it. It's Estacchio, whips it round with the right foot. The header is off target from Cornelius. Well, it's a dangerous ball in by Estacchio. See it again. Estacchio whips it in and Cornelius, did it come off the defender? Nonetheless, Cornelius was claiming it was a corner, but goal kick was given. Switzerland certainly under more pressure now though. There's no question in the fact that Switzerland's are under the cosh a little bit here. As Ruben Vargas, who created the opener, scored the opener, shall I say. He is coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Dan and Doy. So some fresh attacking legs for Switzerland's. Just over 10 minutes to go of normal time. Switzerland 2, Canada 1. Cornelius. Fired into the path here of Promise David, who took it in nicely with his chest. Flick from Jonathan David, didn't quite pass his man. And McCangy was blocking it. And a couple of challenges taken there from the new substitute, Dan and Doy. Pressure on the field. Is it going to be a free kick to Switzerland's? We haven't given you an update from Seattle as of recently because there hasn't been much to update you on. It is still 2-1 to Bosnia and Herzegovina against Qatar in that one. All three goals coming from the first half. And as it stands, Qatar would be dumped out of the competition, bottom of the group, and Bosnia would have to wait a couple of days to find out their ultimate fate in terms of a third place finish. That could possibly see them through to the knockouts. Reminder for you, the Group E deciders are tomorrow night. We have Curaçao, Côte d'Ivoire, or Ivory Coast. Our feature game, Ecuador against Germany. That's tomorrow. That should say 9 o'clock, not 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock tomorrow night here on LFS. Of course, Germany currently are group winners. They can't be overtaken, but it'll be a battle for seconds between Curaçao, Ecuador and Côte d'Ivoire. All could still finish second in that group. All through a win on their own could do that for them. Well, look at that from Jesse Marsh in celebration to the goal. think it's the first time he's smiled all night. Finally poised this game for the final minutes in Vancouver. A goal for Canada, a draw for Canada would be enough to see them top the group on goal difference. As it stands, it is still Switzerland's the top spot, as the Fougerolles with a bit of a cynical push on Braylon Bolo. No attempt to really win the ball, it's just going to be a free kick. So going to make another change here. Going to see the end of the day for Richie Larea. He's going to be replaced by Schaffelberg. So another Canadian switch. This will be their final change of the game. Jacob Schaffelberg. On the ball there from I promised David apologies. Oluwaseyi. It will be a Switzerland throw on the right hand side. Both teams and both games, shall I say, actually in the balance. 2-1 leads. That's a cross there from Manzambi into the hands of Crepo. He didn't spill it this time, or didn't let it past him this time. We have a goal. Just as I said, both games are finally poised at 2-1. It changes in an instant. As Canada trying to threaten in behind. Just got away from Promise David. We can tell you there's been a fourth goal in the game between Bosnia and Qatar. Bosnia took a 2-goal lead. Qatar got a goal back. But it is a 2-goal advantage for Bosnia once again. They lead by 3-1, and all but certain now that Qatar's tournament is over and Bosnia's might be continuing. It is a goal from Ermin Mamic that has given them a 3-1 lead, and it looks like it will be Bosnia's first win of this World Cup, and it will be a win that could very much see them as a best third place team in the group. 3-1. Still a bit to go in that game, but a really good goal. I mean, the keeper probably should do better, but that is a massive moment for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Here's Liam Miller for Canada, trying to swing it in, cleared away by Elvedi. Switzerland, I think, made another few changes there while I was telling you about the Bosnia goal. Christian Fasnacht and Cedric Eten are both on. They've replaced Johan Manzambi and Braylon Bolo. So more attacking changes for Murat Yakin's team. We have the leads. As we've seen the replay of the Bosnia goal to make it 3-1. Long kick there from Gregor Kobel. A bit of threat here from Cedric Eten. Fast knock now. Xhaka, Fasnacht, Freuler. Some big news to tell you. Of course, the team news has just dropped from those later group matches in Group C. Morocco, Haiti and Scotland, Brazil. And we can tell you, for the first time at this tournament, Neymar will be appearing for Brazil, only off the bench. He is on the bench against Scotland, but Neymar is here and he's in the squad for the game against Brazil, against Scotland for Brazil. Here's Liam Miller, gets the ball clipped in from the byline. It's going to be headed behind for the corner. They wanted a goal kick there for Switzerland. They thought it'd cross the byline, but the officials say no, and it is going to be a corner to Canada. It's getting to the point now where they need to be gung-ho here, Canada. There's no point in heading for a glorious defeat. They need a point to top the group. Estacchio to deliver, right-footed. Cleared away at the front post. And away from the box it goes. There's a bit of threat here in behind from Dan and Doy. He's pulled back as he tried to break through. Liam Miller, his opposite number, is going to get a yellow card. This is the pull on the shirt of Dan and Doy, shall I say there. Booking for Liam Miller. Third booking we've had in the game. First since the first half when Xhaka and Laren were both jointly booked in the first period. Their little collision, but that's a good step away by Miller on this right side from Rodriguez, and he was fouled this time. That's going to be a free kick to Canada. 2.5 minutes of normal time to go, plus the added. Switzerland 2, Canada 1. As it stands, Switzerland would top the group. Canada would be seconds. And Bosnia are third, with them currently beating Qatar by 3-1 there in Seattle. They won't know their fate until all the group games are played in match day 3. Because they could possibly go through as a best third, but no guarantees as it stands. Free kick here. The Fougerolles was fouled by Fastnacht. No time to wait around though. The Fougerolles taking on forward run, but no options there to find, and the Fougerolles left them a little bit open. That's nicely covered though by Estacchio. Picks it back up and tries to drive them forward. They're going to get another foul here. It's Erbischer this time, fouling Jonathan David. Is there going to be a late bit of drama from Canada? Changes the fabric of this group. Estacchio to take this free kick just inside the Swiss half. Another roar from the home crowd. Launched forward by Estacchio out to the left hand side, flicked on. Vady under pressure, clears it away for the throw, but keeps the ball at the right end of the pitch for Canada. Bit of nerves maybe emerging from Murat Yakin there, as we could see off the sideline. Good stretch there from Oluwase. Jonathan David tried to cross, blocked. Back to Jonathan David again. Just got away from him. Oluwase with the challenge. Last touch off a Swiss player in Erbischer. Another Canadian throw. Last few seconds of the 90. Ceylong's added on. It's going to be 6 minutes. 6 minutes for Canada to secure top spot in this group. 1 goal is all they need. Long throw from Johnston. Headed away by Elvedi. Back to Alistair Johnston it comes. Will whip it in this time with the right foot. And a couple queuing up, but no one in white could make contacts. And it goes behind for a goal kick. It was Cornelius, I think, was the closest to getting contact to it. Really good bowling by Alistair Johnston. Yeah, just over the head of Promise David also. Yeah, it was Promise David and Cornelius that were the two going for the header. Just escaped the two of them. Another good chance for Canada. Going a begging. Nicely guided out of play there by Granit Xhaka, as Jesse Marsh tries to rally the troops from the sidelines. Still time in this game. Late for them to be a bit of drama. As, Johnston wanted the foul. He's going to get the free kick. Isaac is going to be given the. Oh, and referee's, I think, unhappy that he took it from too high up the field, Alistair Johnston. Now he's actually given I have no idea what went on there. There was much confusion over whether he gave a free kick or a throw in there, the referee, but it was a throw in. Canada did eventually take it. And Oluwaseyi gets the better of Vidmer and skips away from Vidmer. Oluwaseyi going for the early cross. Akanji looping that one away from danger, but really good idea from Oluwaseyi. The jeopardy of these last few minutes here in Vancouver. Jesse Marsh wanting a bit of extra tempo from his team. The crowd trying their best to create as much noise as possible. Johnston with a long throw. Flicked on at the front post and into the hands of Gregor Kobel. It was promised David with the flick on. And Gregor Kobel latched onto it as it bounced towards his goal. Long ball here. Headed by Saliba, brought down by Eibischer. Vidmer to Freuler. Switzerland only need to try and keep the ball now. And a third goal would really put it to bed, but keep ball could be just enough. Here's Fastnachts. Trying to cross it in. Cleared away by Alistair Johnston with the head. Switzerland quickly recycle it. Kanji with a launch there. It's an optimistic one for Dan and Doyle to get anywhere near. It will be a Canada throw. Deep in their own half. Throw in. Nicely taken and finding a white shirt. We'll get another throw in, which they quickly take as well. Urgency from Canada. Jonathan David in behind. Estacchio crossing. Elvedi clearing. A bouncing ball that will see another throw in come from Canada. They're really trying. 2.5 minutes on the clock. That's what's left here for Canada to try and rescue what would be a group winning draw against what would be the current group leaders, Switzerland, as it stands. Johnston launching into the box again. Header cleared away, not fully away from danger. Recycled by de Fougerolles. Now Johnston, one a bit deeper this time with a cross. It's a bit of an awkward one, but Gregor Kobel had the measure of it. Maybe just too deep from Alistair Johnston. Needed a bit more spin on it and a bit more curl on the cross. Just spin it back into the danger zone for the Canadian players. 90 seconds now remaining, and Switzerland will take their time to take this throw in. Was this the chance though? Promised David's little flick header from the long throw earlier. It was well caught by Gregor Kobel. Was that the chance? Of course, they're into 6 added minutes there in Seattle between Bosnia and Qatar. Qatar trying to throw what they can at the game, but remember, Bosnia are 3-1 up and currently snatching third place. Here's Liam Miller, occupying 2, finding the space where de Fougerolles lofted into the box. Header is on to the hands of Gregor Kobel. It was Alistair Johnston. Really good opportunity for the Celtic fullback to create the moment for his country. Great ball in, and Alistair Johnston striding onto it. But they've got another one here. Throw in it will be. Estacchio winning that throw. One last gasp hope for Canada here. In the last 30 seconds of the game. One final Canadian roar from the stands. And a launch from Johnston. Cleared from the edge. Schaffelberg with the ball back in. Bouncing on the acrobatics. Oh, Kobel. Did he scramble it? But in the end he gets his hands to it. Well, goodness me, it was nervy for a split second. Cornelius was bowing down on Gregor Kobel. I think he's done just enough, the Swiss goalkeeper, but that might be that. See it here. Clearance initially, it's lofted back in by Schaffelberg. All onside. It's promised David with the acrobatics to flick it round, and Cornelius was there if Kobel let it slip. He did initially, but then from the rebound he caught it. Gregor Kobel. That's the final whistle. So it is a runner-up spot for Canada. Group winners are Switzerland's. They needed to beat the co-hosts to take top spot, and that is what they have done. That start to the second half is what separated the teams in the ends. A goal inside 50 seconds of the second half starting from Ruben Vargas to open the scoring. And Johan Manzambi also on form for the second game running for Switzerland. He slotted in 10 minutes later to double the lead. Canada halved the deficit through Promise David with a wonderful goal to really keep Canadian hopes alive. They pushed and probed to the ends, but in the end it was in defeat for Canada on home turf. It means they'll have to go to LA for their round of 32 match. These two are both through, no doubt. But Canada off to LA. Switzerland will be the team staying here in Vancouver for the knockouts. And now it's on to the knockouts for Canada. It is an achievement, a major one at that for Canada. For the first time in their history progressing from the group stages of a World Cup. Switzerland doing it as group winners has the ultimate benefit. But what a result, and what a performance. What a game in the end. Still ongoing between Bosnia and Qatar. There's no real question as to what the final result will be there. The scoreline, as you can see, there evidence. Let's quickly show you how the table finishes then between Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia and Qatar as it stands, with Bosnia and Qatar still playing, but unlikely that will change. So Switzerland are top of the group. Canada takes second spot on goal difference ahead of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Of course, Bosnia are currently in third. They would, as it stands, you would expect with 4 points to take a best third spot, but you never know. But as it stands, they would, and Qatar would be knocked out once again. After making their debut in their home tournament back in 22, they have been knocked out at the group stages once again for the second World Cup running. So, we can show you from the as it stands to the confirmed. Hasn't updated yet. This is the as it stands then. So Canada on the left-hand side of your screen, three teams head-to-heads from the top there. They will play Korea as it stands. If Korea finishes runners-up of Group A, then they will play Korea in LA. That one, a really good matchup. That one will be played on Sunday, this Sunday, as one of the openers to the knockout stages. That will be played in Los Angeles. So a bit of travelling for Canada to do out of their home turf for the first time. And as we switch to the bottom right hand side, we will see Switzerland, and they will face, as it stands, Belgium on the 2nd of July, or sorry, the 3rd of July, which is next Friday. That is an incredible length of time. So they will play as one of the last teams to play in the round of 32. Switzerland, they will take on Belgium in the middle of the night in 4 a.m. That will be played in Vancouver. So that is the drama there. And as you can see, back on the left-hand side, as it stands, Bosnia have beaten Qatar, by the way, 3-1 winners there. So a big win for Bosnia to see them through. Fingers crossed, they're hoping that it is enough for third spot for Bosnia and Herzegovina. USA could be their possible opponents if they finish, the formula of who finishes where and what third place groups ultimately qualify. That is the ultimate that will see Bosnia face another one of the co-hosts. But disappointment for Qatar, who are now officially out. But it is progression for Switzerland and Canada, and maybe in the balance for Bosnia too. That is the way Group B finishes. And we'll update the scores for you just to confirm that these are the final scores. Bosnia 3, Qatar 1, and Switzerland 2, Canada 1 from our first group deciders. Well, tears from the Bosnian fans in the crowd who know that 4 points is surely enough to see them through to the round of 32. And what a magical moment for Bosnia and Herzegovina. quick look at what's coming up tomorrow. Group E is our focus. Ecuador against Germany is our feature game, alongside Curaçao, Cote d'Ivoire. Those four teams all taking to the field tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Kick-off from New York, New Jersey is where Ecuador, Germany will play. Germany, of course, already confirmed as group winners, but the three other teams in the group all vying for second place. All can still finish second, so we will keep an eye on that as it emerges tomorrow. But the Swiss are rolling on to the round of 32 as group winners from Group B. Canada have to do it as runners-up. They will head to LA for their round of 32 game in just a couple of days' time. And Bosnia hanging in the balance as to see if they will be enough to finish third and to see them through to the knockout stages. Thanks for your company. Bye-bye.